Hi, I'm Samantha Lighthill. I'm a TK teacher this year, and in the fall, I will be starting as the preschool director on our district campus, and I'm super excited about it. I'm here to talk about working with families and being an advocate for those families and their children. Why is it important for parents to be a part of their child's education? Parents are their child's first teachers. If parents value school and education, so will their children. Showing support for their child will build confidence and self-esteem. The more people advocating for their child and supporting them through their educational journey, the more successful they will become. Building a positive relationship. I believe that children and families exposed to trauma, ACEs, and toxic stress are at an all-time high after the COVID-19 pandemic. And it's so important we get back to building strong, trusting, working relationships with our students' families to bring education and school back into their equality world. Working with families and having a strong, trusting, respectful relationship is such a key component to creating a successful learning environment for the children. Having a close relationship with families and children allows for trust throughout the relationship and makes recommending resources and extra help easier for anyone and everyone to digest. It lets them know you care about them and their child. You aren't just passing judgment on them or their family. So as a preschool director, knowing how to work with families and advocate for them is imperative to a successful early childhood education center. Why did I choose to work in early childhood education? Early childhood education is a true passion of mine. I am so thankful that I finally found a place that I truly belong in the educational field. I want to be an inspired leader that advocates for my students and their families to receive the best education possible. I'm excited to be a part of advocating for a trauma-informed practice throughout my school district. I've been able to talk at board meetings, staff meetings, and train preschool parents on our campus on what trauma is and how to support our young children. I feel that if we teach children about social emotional skills and they understand emotions more and have an array of tools and strategies to cope with their big emotions, then we won't have so many unnecessary behaviors in the later years throughout their education. Some pinpoints on why I chose early childhood education is the joy and the contagious laughter, the creativity and the excitement the children bring every day, their wonderful imaginations, their exploration, and seeing through a child's point of view. I always say, if we could all see the world through the children's eyes, it would be such a more beautiful place. What are challenges ECE leaders face? In early childhood, the educators are some of the first to spend enough time with these young children to recognize delays, disabilities, and or other factors that are affecting the child's education and development negatively. With being the first to notice delays in children, we face the challenge of bringing this to the family's attention in a way that isn't hurtful, but in a way they understand that this is something of concern and you are here to help support in any way possible. Judith Keith states, to be a successful advocate of early childhood, it's you recognize when developmental or environmental factors negatively affect an infant or young child's growth and learning, as well as to speak for the child and support the family's efforts to obtain needed resources and services. What more can we do to support families below the poverty line? We need to create a positive relationship so they feel comfortable coming to us with concerns and questions about their child. They want to feel respected, appreciated, recognized, supported. They want to feel gratitude and love. They don't want to be judged or looked down upon. We need to make resources easily accessible to these families, lists and phone numbers, contact information that are readily available for them. We need to have monthly parent meetings to continue relationship building and building knowledge of important topics for our families. Here are some links below that are great topics for parents and families to start out on to help their child succeed and be an advocate for them. Have you had to report neglect or abuse? Making a report is not an easy thing to do. You might question whether you're making the right choice, but you are obligated to make a report if you suspect or someone reports to you about abuse or neglect. Our jobs as educators and advocators is to do what is in the best interest for our child or children in our classes. We need to be that child's voice when they may not understand the situation or be able to explain what is happening to them. Often, a child comes to school to be cared for, eat, have shelter, and know they are safe for 8 hours a day. They're trying to get their 5 basic needs met. We as educators need to recognize the signs and advocate for our young children. Remember, any individual that works with children is a mandated reporter and are obligated by law to report child abuse and neglect. What changes should be made in early childhood education for improvement? Parents and educators need to be more informed about the definition of trauma and how to help children overcome it, or at least build their resilience and learn coping skills and strategies. Trauma is not just neglect and abuse. Trauma is a divorce, a death in the family, something that causes stress over and over for a child. It can be a big move. It could be their sibling is sick in the hospital. Any of these things can happen, and we need to be educated and understand why a child might be showing behaviors that are not normal. There needs to be a strong focus on social emotional learning in the ECE program to help our young children understand their emotions and what strategies or tools they can use to help cope with their big feelings and emotions. We need to teach kids to play again, to collaborate with their peers and communicate. Allow for exploration and imagination to take place. These children are amazing and they have creative imaginations. They need to be able to use them and explore, learn new things. It's amazing what I learn every day from my students as a teacher by watching them explore. We need to bring it back in all of early childhood education. There are a couple links at the bottom that are great resources that talk about play and mental health for young children. Please check them out.